So, the NBA Finals beginning on June 2nd, to me, that bodes well in favor of Cleveland appearing in the NBA Finals and breaking the streak. Last year, the Warriors defeated the Cavs in the NBA Finals 4-2. Could be the exact opposite this season. And if you saw my work last year, I predicted that the NBA Finals would be Warriors and Cavs before the playoffs began, after their February 26th matchup where LeBron had a season high of 42 points. I predicted the Cavs would win last year 4-2. I got that backwards. The Warriors won it 4-2. So anyhow, in the history of the NBA, 13 times before this season, there have been back-to-back championships featuring the same teams. 52-53 was Minneapolis Lakers versus New York Knicks. Some people don't know that the Los Angeles Lakers are originally from Minneapolis, the land of 1,000 lakes, a place where the name makes sense. Anyhow, the next time it happened was 57-58, St. Louis Hawks versus Boston Celtics. Happened again 60-61, St. Louis Hawks versus Boston Celtics. Then 62-63, Lakers versus Celtics. 65-66, Lakers versus Celtics. 68-69, Lakers versus Celtics. 72-73, Lakers versus Knicks. 78-79, Seattle Supersonics versus Washington Bullets. And that one puts an extra big smile on my face because think about how Seattle's from Washington. The Washington team playing the Washington, D.C. team. In 82-83, the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Philadelphia 76ers. That was the last year before it was called the NBA Finals. Also in 84-85, Lakers versus Celtics again. 88-89, Lakers versus Pistons. 97-98, Utah Jazz versus Chicago Bulls. What's interesting about that one is Utah Jazz and gematria sums to 113, just like Michael Jordan. Of course, Michael Jordan won both of those championships. And most recently, 2013 and 14, Spurs against Heat, while LeBron was on the Heat. If LeBron goes to the finals this year, it will be his 6th year in a row of being in the finals. He wore the number 6 with the Heat. If you look through the history of the NBA, I'll link this post here. In the NBA Finals, even when teams don't go back-to-back, it's just amazing when you look at it how often a team has appeared in the NBA Finals 2 years in a row. You know, oftentimes when you look at the span of these NBA championships, the same team will go 3 or 4 years in a row and play a different opponent in 2 or 3 of those years. There's just so much redundancy in the NBA, as NBA fans well know. Also, something interesting to think about, in 1967, the NBA championship was the San Francisco Warriors, where they were before Golden State, versus the Philadelphia 76ers. Remember, the Warriors are originally from Philadelphia. This championship will be 49 years ago come these NBA Finals, and 49, the number that corresponds with Philadelphia through Revelation and the Warriors. I think that's another sign that the Warriors will be in the NBA Finals. You learn this history, you learn this language, you see how it's been rigged all along, because it's always been run by the same gang, the Masons and the Zionists who operate by this numerological code. Again, the first championship was in the year 47, Warriors defeated the Stags. The Warriors would repeat in the second year, but they would lose to the Baltimore Bullets. Other championships with the Warriors from the past, Philadelphia Warriors in 56 defeated the Fort Wayne Pistons. Warriors lost to the Celtics in 64. Warriors lost to the 76ers in 67, as we just talked about. Think about how 76, the reflection is 67. Warriors defeated the Washington Bullets in 75. And, of course, last year, 40 years later, they defeated the Cavs. For Philadelphia 76er championships, again, that first one was against the Warriors in 67. Their next one was against the Blazers. Think about this. The Blazers defeated the 76ers in the 76-77 season. I also think that the Blazers winning in 77, the only year they've won, is a tribute to Christ, because the word Christ in gematria equals 77. And Oregon is the 33rd state. They say Jesus Christ crucified at 33. Also, Oregon is the only state with a gematria of 74, just like Jesus equals 74, cross equals 74, Messiah equals 74, gospel equals 74, so on. So Oregon, coded into it, has these Jesus connections. They win it in 77, connecting to Christ. I don't think it's any coincidence. I think this is how, in part, they script it. As I often explain, the powers that be, the Masons, the Zionists, they like to use the Bible and other spiritual texts as the playbook. Torah equals 239 in gematria. The Jewish holy book, we were talking about 239 just a little bit ago. The nation's 239 years old. It has a 7-4 birthday. If you read Revelation, the most important numbers in Revelation are 7 and 4. This nation very much created from the book of Revelation. The other teams the 76ers have played in NBA history in the finals are only the Los Angeles Lakers, another dynasty team in the league. I also point out this from earlier this year. The Warriors, when they were going for 33 straight wins, which was a record set by the Los Angeles Lakers and Jerry West. Jerry West was on that team 44 years ago. Jerry West wore the number 44, and in gematria, Jerry West equals 44. Anyhow, they got their 16th consecutive win against the Lakers, who've won 16 NBA Finals. 16 is the only number that has gematria of 33 and 42, which also connects with NBA Finals. I did a video earlier this year saying I thought that was a sign that the Warriors would repeat and be in the finals again. If the Warriors go to the finals and win this year, if I'm wrong about Cleveland winning, if the Warriors were to win it again, they would have won 5 out of their 8 appearances in the NBA championships. The Warriors play in Oakland. Oakland has the gematria of 58, just like Freemasonry. Also this year, Steph Curry was at the Super Bowl. Remember, Cam Newton was there. He was cheering for Cam Newton. Cam Newton was the 58th quarterback to start in a Super Bowl. And it was hosted near Oakland, where Huey P. Newton, his cousin through blood, founded the Black Panther Party. Huey P. Newton in gematria equals 58, just like Oakland. Just like Cam Newton being the 58th QB to start in the Super Bowl. As I pointed out a moment ago, the NBA Finals begin on April 16th, typically the 106th day of the year. At the beginning of the season, I did a video on the death of Harvey Pollack, the original employee of the NBA who's worked with the Philadelphia team since 1947, the founding year. He died after the NBA Finals at the age of 93. He died exactly 106 days after turning 93, when just a month earlier, Philadelphia had had the train wreck story of the train traveling 106 miles per hour. The date he died on is a date with 44 numerology, number of focus. 44 is a number often associated with death. Kill equals 44. Lupercalia is an ancient celebration of death. Harvey Pollack in gematria also sums to 59, the kill number in Jewish gematria. This stood out to me when he died. I said, see, this is all connected to what's going on. You know, the Warriors just won the NBA championship, originally from Philadelphia. Iguodala was made the MVP. Iguodala played the majority of his career with the Philadelphia 76ers, now a member of the Warriors. And then, as I was pointing out, when sports championships roll around, so do deaths that are often connected to them. We saw that in a big way with the Super Bowl. This Harvey Pollack death, no doubt, connected to the recent NBA Finals. Notice also how he died at 93 after being born on March 9th. In most parts of the world, March 9th, 9/3. You can also write it 3/9. Revelation is based on the 39 books of the Old Testament. Show you something else about this number 93, Truth Seeker. Let's see here. Oh, I'll point this out real quick too. From Lupercalia to the start of the NBA Finals this year is a span of 111 days. Remember, from the 44th day of the year. NBA Finals in Gematria also sums to 111. But this is what I want to show you real quick. Saturn has Gematria of 93, and Saturn is the keeper of time. Notice how in Jewish Gematria it sums to 511. Bob Marley in history died on May 11th, supposedly from cancer. I want you to notice how Bob Marley equals 93. Bob Marley started his solo career in 1974. Notice that Bob equals 19, Marley equals 74. I'm just making these points to show you how this number coding is very significant throughout history in many different ways. The Masons and Zionists control much of this world, from the sports leagues to the music recording to government and more. Anyhow, Saturn again has the Gematria of 93, and they say Saturn is the keeper of time. Time has Jewish Gematria of 144, and look at the simple English Gematria of 47. The NBA first championship in the year 47. Harvey Pollack dies at age 93, the only employee since the year 47. And he dies on a date with 44 numerology, again connecting back to 144. I hope you're following me. I'm just trying to show you how these madmen and high places operate, from rigging scores to sacrificing people, including 93-year-old men who have, connections to the topic at hand. I showed how the death of Kenny Stills, the longtime Denver basketball player, just before the Super Bowl, was another ritual sacrifice of another old man who was connected to the big event to come. And a lot of people said, I'm sick and out of my mind. No, I'm not sick and out of my mind. I'm showing you how the people who are out of their mind are operating. And the only reason I figured this out is from studying these people so long and finally putting two and two together, something that took a decade for me to figure out. And I'll just show you this real quick too, Truth Seeker, since we're here. Kill in simple English Gematria is 44, and in Jewish Gematria is 59. Harvey Pollack equals 59, dead on a date with 44 numerology at age 93.